So you're thinking of moving to the Oklahoma City area and you're thinking about one of the OKC suburbs. You've probably realized there's a lot of them. To this point, you've got your eye on Norman, Oklahoma, home to the OU Sooners. Well, the good news is Norman has a ton of pros, but much like any place, it's also got its cons as well, which we're gonna get to later on in the video. So, is Norman the right OKC suburb for you? Let's find out. As always, thanks so much for joining me for this one. Today we're talking about Norman, Oklahoma, a vibrant suburb located at the southernmost point of the OKC metro. Now, Norman isn't just another part of OKC. It definitely has its own identity and unique flavor. Kinda like that one friend who insists on putting pineapple on pizza. Except Norman is actually invited to the pizza party. Sorry, Steve. We've talked about this. Norman was established back in 1889 and since then has grown into quite the bustling city with a rich history and culture. It's home to around 130,000 residents, which makes it the largest OKC suburb and third largest city in Oklahoma, right behind Oklahoma City and Tulsa. Known largely for the prestigious University of Oklahoma, Norman offers a mix of educational excellence, cultural attractions, and still carries a little bit of that small town charm. But before you pack your bags and load up the moving van, let's dig in and find out what it is that makes Norman, well, Norman. But first, if you're thinking of moving to the Oklahoma City area, whether it's in the next few weeks or few months from now, I would absolutely love the opportunity to help make a smooth move right here to OKC. You're gonna find my contact information in the description below, so please feel free to shoot me a call, a text, or an email, or even better, click the link below to schedule a one-on-one video call with me so we can discuss how I can help you buy that perfect home right here in OKC. Now, with all that out of the way, let's talk about Norman, Oklahoma. One of the biggest draws to Norman is certainly the University of Oklahoma. Boomer Sooner, baby! The university offers a dynamic energy to the city and offers a wide range of cultural, educational, and sporting events. The presence of the university pretty much guarantees there's always something happening, whether it's a football game at the Gaylord Family Oklahoma Memorial Stadium or a basketball game at the Lloyd Noble Center. And let's not forget about the Fred Jones Jr. Museum of Art, which boasts an impressive collection of works by artists such as Van Gogh and Monet. If it means anything to you, you can definitely impress your friends with just how cultured you are. Just don't trip over your shoelaces while discussing Impressionism. The university brings a diverse population of students and faculty, contributing to a vibrant and youthful atmosphere in Norman. Whether you're a student, a faculty member, or simply somebody who enjoys the benefits of living in a college town, Norman has a lot to offer. Continuing on the education theme, Norman's public school system is top-notch. The Norman Public Schools District is highly rated, with a focus on academic excellence and extracurricular opportunities. The schools in Norman consistently rank among the top in the state, with a range of advanced placement courses and all those extracurricular activities to keep students really engaged. Whether your kids are future scientists, doctors, or artists, they'll really have the tools that they need to succeed. Norman also has several private and charter school options, providing a wide range of educational opportunities for families. So, Norman is a great place to raise a family if education is on the top of your list. For those of you who love art and culture, Norman has a thriving scene to explore. From music festivals like the Norman Music Fest, to art walks, to community theater productions. There really seems to be no shortage of creative outlets. The city hosts a variety of cultural events throughout the year, including the Norman Medieval Fair and the popular Jazz in June Festival. These events not only showcase local talent, but they draw in visitors from really across the state. Who knew jousting and jazz could coexist so harmoniously? Art lovers can enjoy numerous galleries and public art installations throughout the city, providing endless inspiration and, more importantly, Instagram opportunities. So if you're looking for a place where your artistic spirit can thrive, Norman just might be the canvas to your brush. Or something. Alright, if you're the type who enjoys the great outdoors, Norman won't disappoint. The city offers an array of parks, trails, and outdoor recreational areas for residents to enjoy. Lake Thunderbird State Park is a local favorite, so if you're looking for opportunities for boating, fishing, hiking, and camping, this is your spot. Whether you're casting a line or just out casting off your cares, Lake Thunderbird is a great place to unwind and just spend a little time outdoors. Outside of that, Norman also has numerous parks and sports complexes, so overall, it's really easy to stay active and get out and get some fresh air. Just remember, sunscreen is your friend, even when you're trying to become the next local pickleball champion. Just ask this guy. For lots of people, one of the best things about Norman is the close proximity to Oklahoma City. You get the benefits of living in a smaller city while still having access to all of the amenities that are unique to the larger OKC. Norman is just a short drive from downtown Oklahoma City where you can enjoy the dining, entertainment, and shopping options galore. So whether you're catching a Thunder game or exploring the Bricktown district, the big city is always within reach. This proximity allows Norman residents to really get the best of both worlds. The quieter suburban life with the excitement of urban life just down the road. And who says you can't have your cake and eat it too? Well, maybe my personal trainer, but that's another story. Now, let's switch gears and talk about some of the cons of living in Norman. First up, we got traffic, and particularly around OU during the school season. With a population of around 130,000 people and a university student body that makes up around 30,000 of it, Norman can experience more traffic than you're likely to find in many of the other OKC suburbs, especially around campus and during those events. And on game days, you might want to find another way to get to where you're going if the route includes going anywhere near the university. The good news is that Norman says they're working on some infrastructure improvements to help alleviate some of these issues. But for now, just be prepared for a little more congestion versus the other suburbs. And be grateful that OU Sooner football home games only occur 7 days per year. While Norman offers a lot of great amenities, it's important to note that the cost of living can be a little bit higher than other parts of the metro. Now, to be fair, Norman isn't the most expensive suburb in the metro. That award goes to Edmond, Oklahoma. But the median home price in Norman is in the high 200,000s versus Oklahoma City proper and several other suburbs that are closer to the mid 200,000s. Housing near the university can be especially pricey due to the demands of students and the faculty. So if you're looking for something a little more budget friendly, it's a good idea to probably start exploring areas a little further out. That said, you often get what you pay for in terms of amenities, schools, and quality of life. But it's definitely something to keep in mind when budgeting for your move. The weather. Oklahoma is, after all, known for its extreme weather conditions, and Norman is no exception. We're talking hot, humid summers and pretty chilly winters, and the occasional tornado threat just to keep things interesting. If you're not used to tornado season, or even have to use those words wherever it is that you live, they can be a little bit unsettling. You'll quickly become acquainted with the terms tornado watch and tornado warning, and might even find yourself dreaming of Dorothy and Toto. Now, in all seriousness, it's essential to be prepared and have a safety plan in place, especially during that spring storm season. And if the thought has you extra nervous, make sure to find a home with a storm shelter for that added peace of mind. Trust me, you'll get used to the drills. Another consideration for Norman is the limited public transportation options. I say this in a lot of videos here, so forgive me for repeating that if you've watched a number of my videos, but it's kind of a theme here. While the city does have a bus system and some bike-friendly areas, the convenience and coverage might not be up to par for those of you who are used to having a more robust public transportation system. Owning a car is pretty much a necessity in Norman, which is like anywhere else in the OKC metro, especially if you're planning on taking trips to OKC or the surrounding areas. So if you are from one of those areas where you're used to taking public transportation, you're gonna just have to get used to being in a more car-dependent city. On the bright side, you now have an excuse to blast some tunes in your car and enjoy some solo karaoke. Just take my word for it. Remember to roll those windows up before hitting the high notes in Bohemian Rhapsody. My neighbors have never looked at me the same again. Norman's economy is heavily influenced by the University of Oklahoma. While this can be a pro, it also means the city's economy is somewhat seasonal and reliant on the university's calendar. Local businesses may experience fluctuations based on whether or not school is in, with some areas becoming much quieter during university breaks. So if you're currently living somewhere where you're used to the hustle and bustle year-round, this change of pace will be noticeable. Now, this fluctuation in population can certainly be an upside for other reasons, and maybe you're somebody who generally just enjoys a less densely populated suburb. If that's you, then maybe you should consider a town like Yukon, Oklahoma. And if you'd like to learn a little more about the Yukon area, follow me over to this video right here. And as always, guys, until next time, I certainly hope to see you soon. See ya.